Lee Boxing True. So I just got done watching the series, the first episode, Netflix, Canelo versus Terrence Bud Crawford. And all I can say is I'm pretty impressed, especially being a person who's watched, the 24/7, the Mayweather 24/7, pretty much. Him and Oscar De La Hoya, the first one to pretty much start these series and stuff. And Netflix did the right thing by showing some of the legends at first. They showed Roy Jones, they showed Mike Tyson, and they showed some of these guys, and they pumped up and pretty much saying that this is the fight that we need to see. Two people, pretty much two boxers, the best in their era. You got Terrence Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, who's been dominated for, so many years. And they give you a glimpse of how they pretty much grew up on the first episode. Of course, you see Canelo and his humble beginnings and nicknames that he got with the cinnamon and everything like that. And they show his gym. And when you're looking at these gyms and these gyms that these fighters come from, they're very, they're not extravagant gyms or anything like that, like you probably see today in some of these, I would say, boxing gyms and some of these UFC gyms. They're more of a very rugged type of gym. You can tell that it's like, man, this is the gym that Canelo went to, or this is the gym that Terrence Bud Crawford went to. Yeah, these are the gyms that they went to. And you get to see the side, Canelo just so good at his age that, his coach was willing to take a gamble and willing to make him a pro at 15. He was dominating that bad. And, they said that there were fights that he would get ready for and the opponent wouldn't show up. That says a lot. So, he had to go professional and start fighting adults, because at the end of the day, people consistently losing, and they're at these fights and they say, oh no, my fighter ain't going to take no loss like that early. So, they rather preserve their fighter. And so we knew this about Canelo. We knew he started early. Well, most of us. But for the casual fans, yes, Canelo became a professional at 15. It's definitely unheard of in the U.S. because I believe you have to at least be 18. They make you go through your amateur, and you have to be at least 18 to fight in the United States. I'm not sure. Probably somebody could put that in the comment section. I know they had Devin Haney. He was going to Mexico fighting and stuff like that. But I believe in the United States, I believe you can fight, in Mexico probably at an underage fighting adults. But in the United States, I believe it has to be 18. So, you see the humble beginnings of Canelo Alvarez, and then you see the humble beginnings of Terrence Bud Crawford. He talks about his dad serving in the Navy. He talks about his mom being a strong woman. And he pretty much goes to, him having kids, spending time with his kids. I believe he has 7 kids. And the people that, his first coach, went and pretty much found Terrence Bud Crawford, and he was around 7. So Terrence Bud Crawford has been boxing since he was 7 years old. And the people that are all around him were there in day one. So you get to see that too. There is day one team. You don't find that often. And then they go to the highlights of these boxers' careers. And the highlight of their careers, you get to see both of these boxers at their best. And so the first episode in the wrap up is, I'm very intrigued about the first episode and them showing the highlights of them and them showing the biggest fights. So with that being said, I'm looking forward to the second episode. This is Lee's Boxing Truth. Like, comment, you know what to do. Subscribe.